welcome to Facial Reflexology for Beginners. If you don't know me, my name is Sakshi and I will be guiding you through some very simple yet powerful and effective facial reflexology routines. My hope is that after watching these videos, you'll know enough about facial reflexology to begin intuitively using it as a self-care practice, hopefully every day. So what is facial reflexology? It's a very healing practice that's based on the premise that there are multiple reflex zones and reflex points on the face that can target organs, different parts of the body, different systems of the body. The really amazing thing about facial reflexology is that it's actually multi-directional. So what that means is one point doesn't just target one organ or one part of the body. Every point targets multiple points. So if there are any underlying imbalances within the body, one point could be targeting quite a few different things. An example of this is a point that I really like to massage just above the eyebrows right here is point 34. This is a point for the shoulders and it really helps with relaxing the nervous system and releasing that tension in the shoulders, but it's also a point for the feet, the eyes, and the heart. And if there are any underlying imbalances in the body within these areas, then by massaging these points, you don't only relax the nervous system and release tension in the shoulders, you would also be targeting those imbalances. My favorite thing about facial reflexology is really just how relaxing it is. So many of us have been living in a fight or flight state for so long and we probably don't even realize it. That's definitely was the case for me. And I'll never forget how it felt when I first used this tool, when I first bought a tool online and just thought I'm just gonna start massaging my face. And the relaxation that kind of awakened within my body was really life-changing. And I think that was around 3 years ago and I've pretty much done it every day since. So I hope it has a profound impact on you too. And if it does, please let me know. I'd love to hear your thoughts. Okay, so just a few tips to be mindful of before we get started. I think people will be wondering, how long do I work each point? How much pressure? The practice is very intuitive, so only you will know how it feels to you and how much pressure you should apply. You don't ever want it to hurt you. It should feel very nice and relaxing, but the relaxing isn't just when you're stimulating a point on the face, but it's more the relaxation it invokes in your body. So feeling your entire body relax as well. So typically around 20 seconds per spot. You don't have to do that much. You can do 10 to 15 circles. That's around 10 to 15 seconds. If it's tender and you can feel it's tender and it feels really good, then you can work it a little bit more, but don't overstimulate more than 20 seconds, I would say. For moisture, everyone's different. I like having quite a bit of slip on my face because my skin is naturally quite dry. But the facial reflexology tool does bring out the natural moisture of your skin. So it's not necessary. Just try and feel what it feels like when you're massaging your face and whether you want that extra slip or not. The good thing about not having too much moisture is then you can really feel which parts of your face are lumpy and bumpy and really need that extra bit of love. But saying that, I always put oil on my face because I like how it feels when the tool can easily glide. Okay, so typically when you learn the points and you become familiar with them and you start to become intuitive and create your own routines in the evening, I would just keep in mind that when you're working from the forehead down to the chin, that's to relax and to calm down. And when you're working points from chin to the forehead, then that's more to have an energizing effect. So it does work both ways, where if you want a bit more energy, then you can certainly use facial reflexology to give you that bit of boost. A few final points is don't work the upper lip if you are pregnant. That's simply because there's a point here that's induces labor. So it's very stimulating and I would just avoid this entire area if you're pregnant. Another important point everyone needs to know when practicing is always end every session by massaging the ears. You can move down and around like this, which I'll be demonstrating at the end of every routine. But this point is point 0. It's the first point that was discovered and it's a magical point that really sets the whole routine into motion. And if there are any points that were overstimulated, then that kind of balances it out as well. Finally, you don't have to watch all these videos in order, but I do recommend you do because they kind of build up on each other. If I say what certain points are in detail in the first video and I'm using them in the second video because there are quite a repetitive points, I probably won't go into it as much detail. So I do recommend watching in order, but they won't be very long. This is the routine for relaxing the nervous system. I love this routine. I practice it pretty much every day, and it really does have an amazing, deep, relaxing effect on the body. I think more of us than we'd like to admit are constantly living in a sympathetic fight or flight stress state. And there are a lot of reasons how our body can get stuck in this state. I do think the modern environment isn't really conducive to encouraging relaxed nervous systems. I was definitely, trapped in a bit of a fight or flight stress state for a long time. And I think that's what led to a lot of digestive disorders, mood issues, sleep issues. So the nervous system really is such a powerful part of us to target in order to tell it that we're safe. And like, the nervous system is considered the subconscious mind. So one of the biggest reasons for our nervous system to be stuck in a fight or flight sympathetic state is when we're stuck in negative thought patterns. We can't hold two opposing thoughts in the mind at the same time. So when we're in a sympathetic state and our mind is having negative thought patterns, that might even feel very safe. You could feel very addicted to feeling stressed out, and that can be your safe place. But facial reflexology, this routine especially, is a great way to allow the body to relax, and that's where you can get new thought patterns coming in, ones which are telling your body, I'm safe, everything's okay, everything's happening for me. So yeah, it's very powerful, and let's get into it. The first 2 points I love working are 1, 2, 4, which is just the middle of the eyebrow to the middle of the forehead. So right here. And the next point will also be right here, right above the eyebrows. And these are paired points, and one of their main purposes is to relax the nervous system, and you will feel this when you work it. So I like to work the small point, but depending on how I'm feeling, I just transition between the two. I'm gonna start with the bigger end, and I like doing figure eights like this. You wanna remind yourself to breathe deep. And then do the other side as well. I'm not gonna be doing it as long as maybe you'd like to do it, but that's okay. You can pause and restart when you're ready to move on to the next point. Okay, point 34. I'm gonna use a smaller, more precise end. Right here, it's so relaxing. So point 34 is also great for the shoulders. It targets the shoulders and helps to release. So you can see it's going red there, which is a good sign. It means that blood circulation is healthy, but also that it probably needs a bit more love here for me. And as I was saying, it is a point for the shoulders. And what I found, and I think it's true for many people, is when we are stressed or we have a lot on our plate, we immediately get tension in our shoulders, and it just goes back to, when we feel like there's too much on our plate, the world is on our shoulders, and we start to get neck and shoulder pain. So this is really great for relaxing that as well. Now, another thing I love doing after this is I love just going across the eyebrows like this. It feels really good to me. We can store a lot of tension here. Really, we store a lot of tension in the face in general. So if it feels good, go for it, try it out. Now we're gonna work point 103, which is bang on in the middle of the forehead, followed by moving down slightly below it is point 106, and then right between the eyebrows is point 26. So let's get into it. 103 is a great point to massage. All these points are amazing for relaxing, but this one helps to quieten the mind, so clear the mind. If you have an overthinking mind that's talking a lot, overthinking, so that really helps. I don't stimulate these points too much, just start to move down. This point 106 is great for producing more melatonin. And then point 26 is definitely one you don't want to overstimulate. I usually just do around 10 circles. This point actually activates the parasympathetic nervous system. Okay, moving down between the eyes is point 8. This point relates to the heart. This can help relax the heart, slow down the heartbeat. It also targets a stiff neck, a neck with lots of tension. And now if we just move down all the way to this point, point 1, this point is very powerful. Don't stimulate it if you have high blood pressure, because it does increase your blood pressure. It's a great point for nervous exhaustion, if you have low libido, just physical tiredness in general. Now we're gonna massage point 61, which is right here at the top of the nostril, and this is the point for the lungs. Now, our breathing is a great way to tell where our nervous system is at. So typically when we're in a state of being very stressed, our breathing is quite shallow. Sometimes we hold our breath without realizing. And when we're relaxed, then that's when we really engage in deep belly breathing, which is very healing. So even though this is the reflex point for the lungs, when portrayed on the face, is actually across this entire region. So what we're gonna do, and these points right here, point 16, is we're gonna massage just like this to the top of the ear and going back. While deep breathing, and that actually helps promote deep breathing as well. Do it on the other side. This point up here is anti-inflammatory, and it really helps to relax the body, the muscles. Finally, point 60, it's right around here, and it's always very tender for me. This is the point for the eyes, and I think you can always tell around your eyes if you need some more love, if you need some more sleep. That shows up as dark circles. While you're massaging this area, you can also just do, if it feels good, massage around this whole area because it's a lung region. I also feel like it brightens the eyes quite a lot, which is something else you're gonna find when you start massaging your face every day with this amazing tool. It doesn't have to be this tool, whatever you're using. Well, I mean, it probably will be this tool if you're watching this video because you bought my tool. But even if you've just bought the course on its own, the really amazing thing about massaging your face every day with this tool, it really improves blood circulation, and you just start glowing, and your face structure it doesn't change, but you just look snatched. It just looks very beautiful and glowing, and you just wake up and you look at your face and you like what you see. One final point before we finish the routine is point 127, which is right here. And we can massage it just by going side to side. And this is a point that powerfully relaxes the nervous system. Finally is when we go up and around the ears. You don't always have to do that. It's literally the reason why I didn't wear earrings. I always wear long earrings, but when you're massaging around the ears, you probably don't want to wear any jewelry. So you can just go up and down like this, or you can go all the way around the ears, and that will stimulate some other points as well. So just massage both ears around 15 times, and that's the routine done. Welcome to the routine for achieving better sleep. Living in a way which prioritizes our sleep is arguably the most important thing we can do for our health, but I really feel like it's the one thing that people choose to sacrifice the quickest, the first. I've definitely been that person who definitely in the past, when I had a bit more of a hustle mentality, I literally used to think I'll sleep when I'm dead. And that's actually something people around me would say all the time. And it's really a big part of hustle culture, isn't it? Where you feel guilty for getting 8 hours of sleep, which is just ridiculous because you can be a much better use to humanity and the people around you when you're getting enough sleep and you're healthy and you're happy and you're thriving. But even if you do want to prioritize your sleep, you could have a lot of underlying health problems that make achieving deep restorative hours of sleep very difficult. That was the case for me when I had multiple digestive issues, I had mood issues, sleep issues, my nervous system was dysregulated, my body was under high stress, which would wake me up multiple times during the night. I was in a blood sugar roller coaster. Lots of things can impact our sleep. And a really important thing to remember is how you live during the day is going to affect how you sleep at night. So we really do need to prioritize our sleep from the second we wake up, actually, and how we feed ourselves and how we look after ourselves, and whether we have time to really wind down in the evening, reduce our blue light exposure, etc. But hopefully this routine will add to making it a bit easier for you to achieve better sleep. It'll definitely put your nervous system into a more relaxed state. And yeah, let's get into it. So of course, we're gonna start with our relaxation points 1 to 4 and 34. Now, It's so much fun to do facial reflexology as part of an evening routine. You can just do it while you're lying in bed, ready to fall asleep. You can do it while you're watching your favorite TV show, while you're reading a book. You can do it to your partner, they can do it to you. It's very relaxing. The more slow you go and the more intentional you are with it, the easier it is to be in your body instead of be in your mind. And that's when we can get into a very meditative and relaxed state. It's a very, very healing state to be in as well. If you see me looking down there, it's just because I'm looking in a mirror. Now, point 34, amazing relaxation point, really helps to ease the tension in our shoulders, which is where we tend to get tense first when we have too much on our plate. That's where the saying comes from, the world feels like it's on our shoulders. That's definitely something that affects me when I feel like I have a lot going on and there's just too much on my plate. Then I just feel myself doing that. My neck starts to hurt, my shoulders start to hurt. It really does feel like, you know, there's just too much, there's too much weight on my shoulders. And it's quite funny how that happens actually, how that manifests into pain and the way that our body shows that to us. If it feels good to you, you can also massage up and down your eyebrows like this. We store a lot of tension in our face, a lot of tension in our eyebrows, in our jaws. So this will definitely help release some of it and help increase blood circulation. If you want to do facial reflexology for anti-aging purposes, it definitely helps with that. Now we're going to go on to point 103, which is a point to help clear the mind, reduce an overthinking mind. When there's too much chatter going on up there, that can definitely hinder the quality of our sleep. Just don't overstimulate these points too much. 10 circles is enough. And then just slightly below that is point 106, which promotes the production of melatonin, which is a hormone that should start to secrete once it gets dark, once it's the evening. But of course, now we're surrounded by so much artificial light that it can trick our body into thinking it is in the evening, hence we don't produce enough melatonin. Maybe we're working from home and not getting out in the morning, not getting morning light, which helps us set our circadian rhythm, which is also needed for healthy melatonin production. So now we're going to move on to point 26, which is to activate the parasympathetic nervous system, get into healing, rest and digest state. Now what we're gonna do is we're gonna work the kidneys. The reason we're gonna work the kidneys, which you can find by going from the corner of your mouth, put your tool across like that, move it up, and not at the very top of your forehead, but as you can see on the diagram, just a little bit below. So we're gonna work the left and the right side for that. Is for any urinary problems. So there was a time for me where I would have to get up at least 5 times during the night to empty my bladder, and that is really the first thing that happens when our body's under stress. Our kidneys want to get rid of all the fluid in our body because it thinks that we're in a fight or flight state, so it thinks that we're in danger, and if we have to run for our life and save ourselves, then it wants to make sure we don't have to go to the bathroom. So whilst, you know, you should really be able to sleep through the whole night without getting up. For a lot of people, getting up once is pretty common, but I'd say once it's starting to get to twice, 3 times, 4 times, that's definitely a sign that you could slow down a bit, you know, take care of yourself, reduce whatever or eliminate whatever is causing stress in your life. Every day won't be perfect. There will be some days where, you know, there's things you can't control, but when you have tools in your toolbox, such as facial reflexology, that you can just pick up and go to and help the body relax, that's really helpful. And then over time, as you start to collect lots of tools, it gets a lot easier to handle these kinds of things. The next point, which is another great point for the kidneys, is just below the bottom lip on the sides. 0.85, we'll just massage both sides. Just keep reminding yourself to breathe deep and slow down, because I find I always just start naturally speeding up and then I have to remind myself there's no rush. Now the final 2 points are also on the chin, so we're going to work point 127, which is right here, the middle of the chin, and you can just work it by going to the side like this, and this is a really powerful point for relaxing your nervous system, and also for helping you get into more of a yin energy where you can slow down. That's our feminine energy. And again, with 0.51, you can find by putting your 3 fingers just like that, and then where your ring finger and your index finger are is where 0.51 is, but really you can just massage the whole chin. This is a great relaxation point as well. You can hold the chin and do it, and it really helps get that yang energy out of your mind. So the energy of I should be very productive, I should be always doing something, overthinking a lot, can help clear that as well. Finally, I like massaging the jaws to release tension. It just feels really good for me, and as I've said, this is a very intuitive practice, so you can give it a go and see how it feels, but I never realized how much tension I stored in my jaw until I just once started massaging along it, and it felt really, really good. So give it a go. Now, that's just a very short routine before bed, but if you wanted something even shorter, you could simply just do 0.124, 34, and 26, and then end it with massaging around the ears. Or if you have your tool on your bedside table and you wake up in the middle of the night and you feel very wide awake, because that can happen sometimes. There are multiple reasons that can happen. For me, I know I used to be on a blood sugar roller coaster, and there was a long period of time where I restricted carbs and just calories in general, and my liver lost its ability to store glycogen effectively, so it would release cortisol, wake me up in the middle of the night because it was stressed out, because it just didn't have the energy stores. And if you have your tool next to you, you can go pick it up and just start massaging the points while you're lying in bed to really promote that relaxation. So yeah, now we'll just finish it off massaging around the ears. Or you can do up and down like this. Hope that helps you get better sleep. This is the routine for targeting acne and improving overall skin health. I've definitely struggled with skin issues for many years, and I know how it can feel to be insecure about your skin. It's not fun. It's usually the first thing that people notice about us, and it's no wonder that the skincare industry is $1 billion industry. I have definitely spent a lot of money on skincare products, but I did quickly realize that what was going on with my skin was an internal issue, as it is for, I think, most people. So today we're really going to be focusing on targeting imbalances within the body, which can usually show up on the skin. One of the biggest culprits for causing acne on the skin is tension and stress, because tension blocks lymph flow and the lymph system, which I'm sure is a term you've heard a lot recently, lymphatic drainage, etc. is our sewage system almost. So it's our detoxification system. It's what gets rid of the toxins in our body. And of course, when we're stressed, our whole body can become very tense. It can stop things working properly. It can really affect our gut health, our digestive health, and that usually shows up on our skin as well. So we're going to be starting the routine with point 50, which is a very powerful point. It's a point for the liver and also the lymph system. And it's only on the right side of the face. So the way you find it is you put your tool at the bottom of your nostril and you glide it along till it's horizontal to the middle of the pupil of your eye. So you can just look at the face map or the diagram to really know where it is. But if you see me looking down there, it's just because I have a mirror there. So if we massage this point, give it some love. The liver has hundreds of functions. It's our main detoxification organ, and the more love we can give it, the better. So whenever I'm massaging, I really try to go slow and like really feel into it, really go into my body, be in the present moment, breathe deeply. That's when I feel the most profound effects from the practice. Okay, next, we're gonna go to point 38, which is along the smile line around the middle, but I just like working up and down the smile line like this. And this is a great point to do when you have skin conditions that are quite inflamed. And then what we're gonna do is we're gonna move from this side, the right side of the upper lip, all the way across, which will target a lot of great points as well. I love working the upper lip. It's something I do almost every day, although it is quite hard to talk when you're massaging these points. So a lot of the points in the middle of your upper lip are the points for the pancreas, which helps eliminate toxins, curb sugar cravings, improve digestion. So a lot of the points we're going to be working to improve acne and skin health will be the digestive organs that are represented on the face. That's because our digestive system is so linked to our obviously gut health and then of course skin health. And when digestion and gut health is great and it's happy, then that really shows up on our skin, and that's when you have healthy, glowing, beautiful skin. And I know that because for many years I had digestive issues, and that's when I decided I have to stop spending money on skincare products, because it really is a matter of healing what's going on internally. And of course, I forgot to say, please avoid the upper lip if you're pregnant, which I pointed out in my intro video, and always move from right to left on the upper lip. So we're just gonna keep going. You can finish it off with point 38 in the smile line. Now, whilst the liver is on the right side of the face, the stomach and the spleen is on the left side of the face. And the way that we find the spleen and the stomach is the middle of the nostril, horizontal to the pupil of the eye. So I just like massaging this point and then moving down as well, which is where the stomach is. So the stomach is just from the bottom of the nostril, adjacent to the middle of the pupil of the eye. This honestly feels so good. Now we're gonna move on to point 61, which is up here, and then point 3, which is across from the top of the nostril, again, bottom from the middle of the pupil of the eye. You'll be able to see where all the points are on the face maps, and I'm sure I've put it on the screen as well. So I just like going up and down like this to target point 61. And these 2 points, 61 and 3, are really amazing for just any kind of skin problem and just general skin health. They also target lots of other things that could be going on, such as when you have a cold coming on, or sinuses, or improving your breathing, promoting lung health. Every point when I say it's good for this, there's most likely at least 10 other things that it will be benefiting if you have that underlying imbalance for it. Now we're massaging point 3. And one thing you can also do is you can hold your skin. If that helps, you can hold it like that. do the other side as well. Again, take your time with this. You can pause the video. You don't even have to watch the video. You can watch it once and then just refer to the face map and just do it by looking at the face map. Now we're gonna move down to the chin, which has points 127 and 156. And I just like going across like this as that targets all of them. These are the points for the small intestine and the colon, and they're great for regulating hormones, which of course plays a big part in skin health, improving digestion once again, just reducing inflammation in the body, helping to relax the nervous system. I always have to remind myself to slow down. I think it's very tempting to move very fast. But when you slow down and you really go into your body, it feels amazing. And finally, we're gonna finish with our favorite relaxation points, which if you watched my previous videos in order, then you will know very well by now. And that's just 1, 2, 4, 34, and 26. And these are just go-to points at any part of the day when you wanna relax, especially in the evening. They just promote relaxation. In fact, probably any facial reflexology routine you do will promote relaxation. Some can definitely be energizing, but they'll still make you feel calm and relaxed. Points 34. The slower you go, the more powerful it really is. It's really just meditation in a way. I mean, I won't lie, I do enjoy doing facial reflexology while reading a book or watching a good TV show, but whenever I sit with myself and do it in silence, it really is like meditation. Finally, point 26, which is just bang on in the middle of your eyebrows. Now, what you can do is that's the whole routine complete, but you could go on to the next video and complete it with the lymphatic drainage protocol. That only takes maybe around 2 minutes. Or if you wanted to finish it here, you could just massage around the ears as we have done after every routine. Just up and down, around 15 circles, and set the routine into motion. If you want to do the lymphatic drainage protocol, then I will see you there. Welcome to the routine for lymphatic drainage and detoxifying the body. The lymphatic drainage routine is one I've learned from Jackie Van Ruler on YouTube. She has a lot of great facial reflexology videos, so I definitely recommend checking her out. And the way that it works is, if you know where the lymph nodes are on your body, we have some in our armpits, our neck, around our groin area, etc. So when we look at how the body is mimicked on the face, that is how we know which areas to target for the lymph nodes and therefore the lymphatic drainage protocol. Now, if you've just done the acne protocol, you can simply finish it off with this routine. I'll be doing the lymphatic drainage protocol first, but if you are just doing this video on its own, and this is a really great routine to do every day. It's great for immunity, if you feel a cold coming on or if you have a cold, for hydrating the skin, for supporting the detoxification system of the body, for brightening up your complexion. There's many benefits. So if you're just doing this routine on its own, I will be doing the lymph drainage protocol with some additional detoxification facial reflexology points added as well. So let's get started. The first thing we're gonna do is we're gonna take the bigger end because we're gonna be massaging the inside of the eye area. And this is, of course, a more sensitive area, which is why I like using the large end. And then we're gonna move on. Just feels really good. I'm sorry if I'm falling asleep while recording. Now we're gonna go up and down the nose like this. So you can do every step around 20 times. But again, it's very intuitive. You don't need to count. Just aim to not overstimulate any point, and that just means don't spend too long at one place, and you'll feel when it's time to move on. Now we're gonna massage the outside of the nostrils here. The other side. This is a very simple routine to remember. Once you've done it once or twice, you'll probably never forget it. And then we're gonna go down the smile lines. Then we're gonna move right here to the chin like this. The way that I know that this works is when I first started doing gua sha, which is a practice I started around the same time or maybe just after facial reflexology, probably like 3 years ago now. It's a practice I really, really love. I would always break out and get spots around here, and that's a sign that lymphatic drainage is not happening properly, it's poor. And when I started incorporating this routine, so I would do my gua sha and then I would do this really quick routine. So that's it now. We just massage around the eyes, up and down the nose, around the nostrils, the smile lines, and then the top of the chin. I stopped getting spots, the bottom of my chin. And of course there's other factors such as you need to make sure you're well hydrated, and I was prioritizing my minerals. So my cells were actually being hydrated much better, and I stopped breaking out, and now it never happens, which is quite surprising considering it used to happen all the time. So I know that it really works as a lymphatic drainage protocol. So you could finish the routine there, or I will add some extra points now just for that extra support. So we're gonna start off with point 26. I'm just gonna add 4 extra points at the end of this routine, which are just really great points for helping our skin and detoxifying the body. The other great skin points are 61 and 3. So because we've just massaged 61 from the lymphatic drainage protocol, you don't necessarily have to do it again, or you could give it some extra love. Just really targeting the point like this. Then we're gonna go into point 3. I feel very relaxed right now. Massage it there. Then point 50, which is the point for the liver and the lymph system. That's on the right side of the face always. Just like massaging this whole area. Then we're gonna do the final point, point 19, which is just here. And that's how you can massage it, or how I like to. Or you could do this, if that's not as comfortable. Please don't massage that point if you're pregnant. It's a point to really eject things from the body, you know, get rid of toxins, it's anti-inflammatory. And there you have it. So now you can just finish off massaging around the ears, which is really great for targeting a lot of tension. Sometimes I just like massaging the ears like this as well. Just feels really good. want to massage them more. This is also very good for, it has a real anti-aging effect. I think we just like probably go our whole lives without ever really massaging our ears or giving them any love. So facial reflexology definitely takes care of that.